All right. So I just want to share some of my personal thoughts about purpose and like what it means to live with a purpose and have a purpose. Because I think like towards the end of last year, like it really started to dawn on me on what it means. And for years, like I've dibbled and dabbled in so many different things that I felt like would be my purpose, and my understanding of what purpose had been up until the end of last year was centered on something that I create to bring to the world or share with the world, um, or something to do like some service to the world. And like, don't get me wrong, like I have a passion for that because I know I haven't just learned the things that I've learned just for me, and I find myself to be quite a private person and introverted person, and someone that's like always in hermit mode type of thing. Like, and I enjoy it there. Like, I enjoy solitude, right? But it's like I know the things that I've learned haven't been just for myself. Like, it can't be. Like, even if it's just for my kid, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I've started to reframe like what purpose is in regards to having a service or having a business or something like that, right? Or using my skills or creativity to put something out into the world, right? But I realize there's like really just like three things that I think about often and that I embody often. Like, and it brings a certain level of clarity to me, and a certain level of like contentment and ease with just life, right? And those three things are peace, right? Love, and satisfaction. Now, the satisfaction part, came to me if anybody's familiar with human design, right? Like, people talk a lot about natal charts and birth charts and stuff in astrology, but your human design chart is like a whole another system that shows you things about yourself. And a part of my human design chart talks about the difference between feelings of frustration and satisfaction, right? And so I've observed this over time when it comes to just not even feeling, because I talk a lot about being okay with unfavorable and unpleasant emotions and accepting that as your experience. But a part of peace, right, which is one of those three things, is a part of that. So it's like I'm at peace with, or learning to be more at peace with, right? Discomfort and unpredictability. So it's like that's a part of me feeling like I'm in my purpose is when I feel peace or when I'm experiencing peace or satisfaction, right? Where I'm not frustrated, right? That's what I was saying about the human design, right? It's like your theme of yourself is what it's called, right? Some people may be familiar with it. If not, I suggest you check it out, especially if you're, into that kind of thing metaphysically. But it's like when I'm not frustrated, I'm in a mode of satisfaction, and that satisfaction is a part of how I want to experience purpose. Like, I want to be satisfied on purpose. You know what I mean? Like, you have a right, we have a right to be satisfied in life, to be content in life, to be peaceful. And the other one was love, right? So knowing myself as love, learning that I am love, knowing that I'm love with connection to God, my higher power, with source, with spirit, with all of that, right? So it's like, it's love isn't something that I'm wanting to experience through another person or anything like that, like as far as dependency, but it's something that I realize that I am. So my purpose is being lived every day, right? So long as I'm at peace, so long as I'm in love, which I am, and so long as I'm satisfied, like, that's purpose. Like, it's not so much something I'm supposed to be doing, although there's still that passion and that's still that call to create and be of service, which I still offer. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, as of now, in terms of multidimensional chit chats and readings, and okay, but I'm like, really, purpose to me is like just, it's very simple. It's becoming something that's very seeming more and more just simple, right? Being at peace, being in love, being satisfied. And being satisfied could just be like just like eating something delicious, okay, or listening to music, or working out and being satisfied with your workout session. Like it's just moments of satisfaction. It's like I'm living in my purpose. This is my purpose. Moments of feeling in love. I'm in my purpose. Moments of being at peace, even in uncomfortable time. Like I'm recovering right now from something that was extremely painful, but it's cool. But it's like I'm at peace because one, like I'm still here, right? Like I'm still here. Like it's not like this isn't something that I can't find truth in or get clarity about because of how I've connected spiritually and stuff like that, right? And I'm grateful that like things weren't worse, or I haven't experienced a worse kind of situation, or having some type of um, more hectic kind of situation, and so my compassion is for anybody that may be experiencing something that seems like it's unbearable, or just confusing right now. I made just a previous video yesterday about spiritual pivoting, but when things are chaotic, right? Like learning how to pivot through unpredictability and chaos and stuff like that. But I just wanted to share this because it's a part of my journey. Like I said, like I share a lot of things on this channel. I started off, sharing my readings, um, but I also share part of my journey because is we're all here learning every day and going through phases and cycles and shifts. And when you have a certain level of consciousness, like you're thinking about this kind of stuff every day, you're tapped into how things shift every day. You know what I mean? You're really in tune with your internal processes. It's not overthinking, you're just in tune with your life, honestly. Like that's another reframing I've had to do too, where it's like I'm not like I understand the difference between overthinking, especially when my vibration starts to feel heavy, or I start to feel frantic, or I find myself pacing, or losing track of things. That's when I need to calm down and breathe and slow down, right? But it's like that's overthinking. But just having an awareness of how you feel, like your senses, like you're attuned to the things that you hear, you're attuned to the things you see and how you see them, right? You view them from a third eye perspective or first eye perspective. You don't just see things as a surface. You know what I'm saying? You hear the undertones of things, you hear what's being said and what's not being said on a constant basis. So it's like feeling overwhelmed in life, when you're conscious, is a real thing. When you're dealing with multiple people, when you're dealing with all types of, you know, say third dimensional circumstances, when you have to be locked into or really focused on a calendar and the dates and all of that. Like it is so real. So when people talk about living off grid, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but it's like people talk about living off grid, right, and getting out of the money. Like that's a man, when you don't have to follow certain, I'll just call them orders, right? When you're not attached to or obligated to having to be, you know, committed to your calendar or to certain things, like it opens up your awareness in a certain kind of way. And I've spent a long time away from certain kind of structure, systemically or systematically, but it's like I can now see the difference between having your own time to be in or go within, right? When people talk about like just go within. It's like once you get a taste of that, and for a certain amount of time, you get a taste of what it means, like what it means to be within and get a sense of yourself. That that's all you want to do, is be able to navigate your life based on what you can perceive from within yourself, right? And from your senses, again, what you hear, what you see, what you smell. Like you're in tune with your senses. You're actually paying attention to what things sound like, what things smell like, what you know what I'm saying. And you're moving based on that. You're not moving based on the calendar or your plans or other people, or it's just, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. And bless you, okay, for being able to be on that frequency, to receive the message. But back to purpose, right? Like I'm learning that purpose is becoming more and more simple. Like so long as it's living in peace, living in love, and being satisfied with things, or just even whether it's something small, okay, or something big, like create. Even if it's creating something, right? I'm satisfied with what I created. I'm at peace with what I created. I'm in love with what I created. Like it's not waiting for some grand type of thing to happen to signify that, okay, I'm living my purpose now. Like, that's not that's not the thing. That's like, I'm moving further and further away from that. So if you resonate with that, peace to you. And again, I'll leave my link in the description. I do offer multidimensional chit chats, service consultations. I still do readings. Okay. I also have a book, Word to the Wise, Spiritual Messages for Self and Relationships. You can check that out. It's an ebook. All right. Until next time.